70,000 volunteers working to stage the successful Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro 2016. I was working in the press conference department, job scope involving escorting reporters and photographers before a game start, watch over them during a live game, giving water, check the audio system, arranging chairs to some of the basic translation. One of the most memorable experiences is Neymar was playing right in front of me and he was literally 8 feet away from me, the closest. It was a wonderful time. But just as any other glamorous mega event in this world, behind the limelight, there is a dark side that we all do not know very well. What is the corruption behind this glamorous sport game? What are the problems with hosting the Olympics? Hi, my name is Evan and you're watching Fearless Passport. I talk about things I learned traveling to 22 countries, and today I want to share with you my experience volunteering in 2016 Summer Olympic Games in Brazil and the controversies behind the greatest sport event in the world. The recent 2016 Rio de Janeiro is the 28th Summer Olympic Game. The first one took place in Greece in 1896, and since then the event has been held in 19 different countries. But have you ever wondered how are the Olympic host countries are chosen? The host cities are usually selected 7 years in advance by the IOC members with a majority of votes cast by a secret ballot. Any country intending to bring glory and national pride to the Games may submit their application to the IOC. But here's the problem. No one wants to host the Olympic anymore. A record of 11 cities bid for 2004 Olympics, and the numbers kept falling, leaving only Paris and Los Angeles compete for the 2024 game. So the IOC sort of decided both cities would do the honor in 2024 and 2028 respectively. There weren't a lot of options. Less and less countries nominate themselves to be the next Olympic host. But why? Isn't it supposed to be the glorious moment and joy for the country? Hosting an Olympic is expensive. It is so costly that every single country in the past decades has gone over their estimated cost, including the 2016 Summer Olympic Game that I've been to. Majority of the cost goes to new infrastructure, refurnishing of the existing stadiums, and revamped touristic spots to make all look great to the tourists. But the problem is, none of these are long-term infrastructure that can fully utilized by the local people after 14 days, which is how long the Olympic lasts. The iconic Maracana Stadium, which held the opening and closing ceremonies, cost nearly $200 million for its reconstructions for Olympic Games. Today, the grass is almost completely dry, with seats ripped off and thrown away. The stadium that I was working in, Estadio Nacional Maringá, cost 3 times against its original budget to $900 million, which only used for 2014 FIFA World Cup and 2016 football games in the Olympic. Then there's Olympic Village to accommodate all Olympian athletes. Brazil built these condos for $17 million, which was supposed to sell as luxury condo after the game, but unfortunately, most of the units are still empty. The list goes on and on. The National Aquatic Park cost $38 million, was dismantled after the game. Same goes to the Baja Olympic Park, which has since abandoned and closed over safety concerns. And these are the tangible costs. The intangible costs, like the maintenance fees, is another huge sum to fork out every year to ensure that no longer used expensive infrastructure is in tip-top condition. Avoiding maintenance fees is the reason why Pyeongchang decided to tear down the $100 million stadium built specifically for opening and closing ceremonies of 2018 Winter Games. Cities used to make profit from the game. From ticket sales, sponsorship and license to broadcast the game, there should be quite a lot of earning. But the truth is, as the cost of hosting have skyrocketed, revenues only cover a fraction of expenditures. Beijing's 2008 Summer Olympics generate $3.6 billion in revenue, however with $40 billion in costs. London Summer Game in 2012 generate $5.2 billion compared to their $18 billion in costs. And what's more, most of the revenue doesn't just go back to the host city. The IOC keep more than half of the television revenue, leaving the host cities spending more than what they could earn. That is why it is not difficult to see Brazil struggling after the Olympic. They couldn't even afford to pay their public employees. The Olympic game is causing more financial drain to their economy after hosting the 2014 FIFA World Cup, which that already cost them approximately $12 billion. The same goes to Greece. The famous Athens Olympic game in 2004 spent $16 billion, which is one of the many reasons to great financial crisis in 2004. With the over-budget cost of both tangible and intangible expenditure, what have Olympics really brought to Rio? Although Rio Olympics brought some benefits like increased valuable tourism, better public transportation, and boost local economy, can the benefits outweigh the harm to the country? Instead to utilize the money to truly improve the city for everyone, just look at the people in the favelas. The games are used to funnel even more wealth to the minorities manipulating the economy, like the politicians, real estate developers that funded the game. If the amount spent to organize the ever-glorious Olympic is not expensive enough, countries must first invest millions of dollars in submitting a proposal to the IOC. The cost of planning, hiring consultants, organizing events, and even the necessary travels all require money. Tokyo spent as much as $150 million on its failed 2016 bid and approximately another $75 million for its successful bid in 2020 Summer Olympic Games. And then this excluding the amount for corruptions and bribery to the IOC members to secure a bid. Bribery scandal happened in almost every Olympic bidding. However, each allegations of illegal bribery were denied to avoid serious jail sentences. Despite all this, Olympics is really not a fair playground for all athletes. In the recent 2016 Olympics was dominated by a doping scandal, with Russia not given a ban from participating even after testing positive with the performance-enhancing drug. Besides the fact not all athletes are clean athletes, are the dark side of Olympics, including juries accept bribery and have default winner country in the first place. Overall, being a part of Olympics is one of the most memorable experiences I had in South America. Many Brazilians are very proud to host the World Cup and Olympics in the hope to bring millions of foreign visitors and spread good words about this country. If that is the intention, yes, I met so many kind and beautiful Brazilians. When I look back at all of the photos I've taken, I kind of regretting not spending a longer time in Brazil. The country is so big, and before I see more of it, I moved too quick to Uruguay and then to Argentina. Another great experience in Olympic I really want to share with all of you. We get to witness our famous Malaysian athletes representing Malaysia in both badminton and diving competition. The most memorable one, no doubt, is the badminton single semi-final game between Dato' Lee Chong Wei and Lin Dan. Wow, how do I even begin? When all of us, volunteers, sponsors, foreigners, spectators, all cheering for Dato' Lee Chong Wei, with the Malaysian flag on our back, the feeling was, I have not felt that much of patriotic in my life. Speaking of this, I was so moved by the unity of all Malaysian. Like if someone tell you you are Malay, you are Chinese, Indian, or whatever race, man, at that moment, we are all Malaysian. You can even feel the tense and emotion by watching the game on live on TV. Not to mention what we felt at the stadium. My next video is the top 5 key lessons that I realized backpacking solo to 22 countries. So if you're interested in what I learned, how I progressed as a human being, from traveling, being a corporate, being pessimist, and try to pick myself up, make sure you hit the subscribe, turn on all for the notification, and I'll see you in the next video. Check out these 2 other videos as well. And I'll see you next time. Bye!